from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members-Owned Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at membersownedcu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska, or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design. Take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The good sports at Bison don't just manufacture sports equipment. Our employees watch, play, coach, and support student athletes at all levels. We're proud sponsors of the NSAA and big fans of the state basketball tournaments. Good luck to all the teams and welcome to Lincoln. If your team needs new basketball, volleyball, soccer, or other sports equipment, visit www.bisoninc.com or call 800-247-7668. Or pick up a basketball hoop for your driveway at Nebraska Sports or Shields.
This is a presentation of the 2024 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State basketball broadcasts are presented by Union Bank and Trust, Southeast Community College, Platte Valley Equipment, Nebraska Hematology Oncology, Wingstop, Sand Hills Global, Roofing Service Company, High Electric, Eustis Body Shop, the Nebraska Army National Guard, Pizza Ranch, Members-Owned Credit Union, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Sunbelt Rentals, Acres, Ebb Concrete, Doane University, the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, and Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Now, calling all the action from Pinnacle Bank Arena, here's Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman.
Day one, game number 6 from Pinnacle Bank Arena. We've been here all day long. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us for whether it's a long time or a short time. We don't care. Appreciate you tuning us in and listening to some high school state basketball from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman still with you as we get ready for the Omaha Westside Warriors against the Lincoln Southeast Knights in our nightcap. The Lincoln Southeast Knights were able to go on the road and defeat the Creighton Prep Junior Jays in the district final in overtime, 40-38. For Westside, they defeated Omaha Bryan and Amari Bynum by a score of 67-41 in their district final. However, Jay, early in the season, when these two teams faced off, we were on the call from Lincoln Southeast High School, and it resulted in a Knights win.
Yeah, the Knights had pretty much controlled the game from start to finish. I know Westside came back, and I think it ended up being pretty respectable. It ended up being 51-58.
Yep.
Or 58-51 for Southeast, but it wasn't even that close. Southeast at times had a 20-point lead against the Westside team. It seemed like they couldn't buy a bucket. Their energy was very low, but you can't take anything away from the Southeast team. This is the second year in a row Joey Warning and staff has brought his basketball squad here to PBA. I will say this, the last year's team I felt like was star-studded, really deep, right? Where you think Tay Moore and Jake Hickelman were second and third options to Bangkok Dak and Jake Voss and company. I think this team is a better team, and we've seen that all year long. Yeah. I felt like they were easily the best team and the most consistent team in Lincoln. Very good on defense, play hard, they're tough, they all know each other, played a lot of varsity basketball. Tay Moore has been playing varsity, I think, at Southeast since he's a freshman. Jake Hickelman has been playing varsity since he's been a freshman. Mikey Ogoye, who is a supremely skilled junior, but he's been a well-established player in the summer. And then you got Dangat, who is a all-around really good player. And been, I think, in my opinion, a pleasant surprise on the offensive end and the defensive end. He's really grown all around. And then on Westside, they go about 6-7 deep, man, and they're athletic. They should be motivated because they feel like, they got a little bit embarrassed. And, look, they always want your get back, and what better chance to get it back is on the biggest stage. It's going to be a really, really competitive game.
Well, we talked about, let's talk a little bit more about Omaha Westside here, because they have three guys that can truly hurt you, and they're the three double-figure scorers for Omaha Westside, led by head coach, obviously, Jim Simons. They've been here quite often. Haven't won a state title since 1980, but they've been to the tournament 19 times in their school history. Last time they were in a state championship game was in 2014 when they were runner-up. So let's talk about the three big scores for Omaha Westside, right? You have Ricky Lofton, who averages 11.5. Right. You have Kevin Stubblefield, who averages 17.5. And you have Caleb Mitchell, who averages 13. Is it contain them, try to figure out a way to contain them, or do you take one or two of them out?
Well, yeah, you got to try to not take one or two of them out. You just got to make sure, try to find one or two that you can have to have an off night. When they played early in the year, it was C.J. Mitchell was off all night, even on a wide open layup, didn't make that. So, it's not about shutting them down because, look, if you're able to shut them down, that's the game plan of a lot of teams have. They can try to contain them. Don't allow Westside, especially with their athletic ability and depth, right? Where you can look at it, they can probably go 7-8 deep with their team, where Southeast is primarily 6.5 deep. Really, it's Kendall Hinton and anybody else that they just need to spare the starters. So you have to eliminate the run-outs. You got to eliminate the turnovers. The good thing for Southeast, they got a really, really senior-heavy, experience-heavy backcourt going against a same thing, senior-heavy, experienced backcourt at Westside. So the best team will win. It's going to be dependent on guard play and turnovers.
Well, let's talk about here for Lincoln Southeast, because who is kind of a diamond in the rough that may be an X factor for you? Maybe not in the starting lineup, because instantly I look at Kendall Hinton.
Right. Yeah, I was just about to say Kendall Hinton. He's been playing on JV ever since he's been a freshman. He's 6'2", about 225, rock solid, plays hard, but plays his role really well. He comes in, he'll foul you hard, he'll get the hard rebounds, he'll finish around the hoop. He's expanded his offensive game to get past 10, 12 feet. He's hit a couple threes. The reason why I think that Kendall Hinton could pay dividends is because of his inside prowess, right? Where you look at Westside, they really don't have a inside guy and ability to rebound. If you put Kendall Hinton in there along with Jake Hickelman and Dang, and they're all moving and playing in their roles right, it frees up Dang and Jake Hickelman to not have to be worn down from the physicality of the game. Luckily for them, Westside isn't a really, really physical team like we just saw with Gretna, or we see with Bellevue West, or you saw with Creighton Prep earlier. And so you're able to kind of, situationally and style get a little bit of reprieve. But Kendall Hinton, I think, could be that X factor because of his ability and how he's played all year long. And he's played the most minutes out of all of them. Next in line might be Nate Applegate, who's Jake Applegate, obviously former Husker, younger brother. He's kind of a do-it-all, too. Kind of like Kendall Hinton. Gotten better on the outside game, rebound, tough, fast, physical. Legacy kid there at Southeast as well.
Let's talk about the starting lineups first for the visitors on the scoreboard. The 6th seed, the Lincoln Southeast Knights, as they get introduced behind me, led by head coach Joey Warning. Been to the state title 23 times. They've made it now back-to-back years. Haven't won a state title in their school history, but they were runner-up in 2002 and 2003. Starting 5 for head coach Joey Warning in the 19-7 Knights. Mikey Ngoyi, number 4, a 6'3" senior guard, Zaya Brown. Number 5, a 6' senior guard, Tay Moore. Number 22, a 6'4" senior forward, averaging 11.5 per game, Jake Hickelman. And number 33, a 6'4" senior forward, Dang Geet. For the Omaha Westside Warriors, led by head coach, as we mentioned, Jim Simons, 20-4 on the year. Earlier in the season when these two teams played, Lincoln Southeast was victorious 58-51 at Lincoln Southeast. As Jay mentioned, a lot of missed layups, a lot of missed easy shots for Omaha Westside, as he and I were in person for that one. Starting 5, same today as it was back early in the campaign. Number 1, a 6'3" guard averaging 11.5 points per game, a senior, Ricky Lofton. Number 2, a 6' senior guard averaging 8.5, Caleb Benny, the future Husker. Number 3, 6'4" senior guard, the leading scorer on this Westside Warriors offense, averaging just over 17 points per game, Kevin Stubblefield. Number 4, a 6'1" senior, C.J. Mitchell. And number 33, a 6'7" junior forward, Tyson Odvedy.
Yeah, they got a chance to, right the wrong. And like I said, very rarely in sports or sometimes in life, you don't get a second chance. And these two teams are, there's no love lost between these two, and they're going to go out there and battle. Both of them have both rosters filled with experience, filled with, want to. And the best team is going to win. You got to go out there and play your game. Westside is obviously trying to, exercise some demons. And when they came down to Southeast and got ran out of the gym, Southeast is trying to show what they did last week or 10 days ago up at Creighton Prep wasn't a joke and establish themselves. And to be honest with you, Southeast feels like if they can get through this game, they can cause some noise in this tournament.
So there you have it. The Westside Warriors getting ready for Lincoln Southeast. Here we go. The Warriors in their white uniforms with red letters and numbers, nice little script written Westside across the chest. And the numbers on the bottom left side of the jersey on front, and then obviously right in the middle on the back with a little red trim. For the Knights, their road black uniforms with gold trim with Southeast written across the chest, gold letter and numbers as well. So Hickelman and Stubblefield will be the two guys tipping it off. The referee walks to the center court. He pounds it on the floor, and Stubblefield wins the tip for Omaha Westside as they go left to right. So here is C.J. Mitchell. C.J. Mitchell guarded by Mikey and Goyi on the left side. Now Stubblefield with it. Stubblefield to number 1, Ricky Lofton. Lofton passes to Benning. Benning crosses over right to left. Benning in the lane, reverses direction. Tough shot, and Tay Moore cleans up the miss after the air ball.
Yeah, it was a good motion there by Westside. Benning got, Tay Moore did a really good job of walling up. Didn't even really try to block it, just establish himself. Caused the air ball there by the Nebraska recruits.
Now on the left side, here's Dane Geet, top of the key, Hickelman. Hickelman, talk about some big shots in one single season. Hickelman, he had a game winner against North Star from basically half court, and then he was able to hit a turnaround floater or turnaround jumper against Creighton Prep just a couple of weeks ago. In the lane, here's Dane Geet, on left side off the glass, it falls.
Good move. They feel like they have a matchup advantage against Carson Healy there against Dane Geet, where if they can clear it out and try to create 4 on one side, 1-on-1, they'll go to that matchup all day long.
So on the left side here is C.J. Mitchell. Mitchell drives in the lane, floater on the way, it bounces out. Offensive rebound. Mitchell fought for on the ground now, and it looks like Hickelman's going to come up with it for Lincoln Southeast. Hickelman up the left side, and now he gets his pocket picked. Benning, but bodies on the floor. Southeast recovers. Geet in the lane, kicks it out. Moore. He could feel this Mitchell coming from behind, but the jumper from the left elbow falls.
This is exactly how Southeast started the first time. They're playing team basketball, just taking shots and being patient. And that's when I talked about them being a better team this year than they were last year. I think some shots were maybe forced. Let's see how they react here from Westside. Westside
and
there.
Here's a three
from Healy, and that's what they didn't get in the first game was any threes to go down from any of their three-point shooters, whether it's Tyson Avedy, who's on the bench, or Healy, who are knockdown shooters.
So I made a mistake during starting lineups. It's like you said, Carson Healy out there, not Tyson Audevy. I apologize. Here's Geets, though, and we have a hold and a foul on Carson Healy.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that was. I mean, I think Dan Geet was probably, as much force right into Carson Healy. He was trying to just stand his ground. It was kind of like Tay Moore did against Caleb Benning on the first play of the game. So, anyways, good call there by the refs, but something to look out for to how they're trying to regulate the physicality of this game.
Here is Zaya Brown, fadeaway jumper, sits on the rim for a moment and falls out. Here comes Ricky Lofton. Lofton on the left side, and it's a blocking foul charge to Zaya Brown.
Yeah, Ricky Lofton, I think, he kind of gets overlooked when you think Caleb Benning, obviously the Nebraska 4-star recruit. Then you have Stubblefield, who's obviously the do-it-all everything, and then you got C.J. Mitchell. Well, Ricky Lofton is 6'3". Look at those shoulders. He can be a safety. When he gets going downhill, if you try to stand in front of him, you're going to get ran over.
Here's Stubblefield, the three-pointer from the top, no good, and a defensive rebound to Hickelman. Hickelman, left side, Geet pops the tray, unable to hit it. It gets tipped out to the near side and tracked down by Healy. So now Healy will bring it across the half-court line. Healy working on Hickelman, hesitates, kicks it out to that is Lofton. Now Stubblefield on the right side. He averages over 17 a game to C.J. Mitchell. Mitchell driving in the lane, kicks it out, Benning. Benning dribble drive back out to Healy on the left side. He drives in right-handed layup is good.
Healy there is a quick 5 points for him. We talked about paint touches earlier and all day long, really. You saw Westside kind of a little bit of a delayed wheel action every time, getting closer and closer to the hoop with their paint action.
So here's Taymor as he gets bumped by Benning, and it's going to be a foul on the floor. Jim Simons doesn't like that call.
He didn't like
the first one with Carson Healy. He doesn't like that one even more.
Yeah, they're trying to establish himself from the defensive end. And I think what he just said to the ref, he wants to call it both ways, right? And that's all you want as a coach. He just got warned by the ref to keep it tight. Trying to, I think the refs usually try to set the tone early and then maybe loosen up as the game goes on.
So Simons down on one knee on the sideline, and now it looks like Ngoi's going to step on the sideline.
Yeah. Nick,
turnover.
I will say this, obviously we watch a lot of games, playing here by the Huskers. The out of bounds is not very clear if you haven't played here a lot. So sometimes we've seen a lot of those right earlier in the day.
So here is Healy, right side now to Benning. Benning on the right corner. Screen left by Stubblefield in the lane. Benning misses the layup way too strong.
Right.
And here comes Taymor. They have numbers to Geet. Geet drives into the center of the lane. Right-handed layup, no good. Put back, no good. Offensive board. Hilkeman goes up strong, and Hilkeman goes to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, Jake Hilkeman, he's about 6'4". He's a Concordia commit. Really good player, really steady. Ever since he stepped on the varsity floor, first year as a sophomore at North Star, then obviously the last 2 years at Southeast, he's been a consistent player, right? 10, 11 points, 7, 8 rebounds. Did a really good job this summer, really expanding his game. And so right there battling for rebounds, he's Mr. Consistency. And we talked about the shot that he will always be able to hang his hat on in Southeast, history as far as basketball. Turnaround 15-footer to send Southeast to the state tournament. Seeing he's picking up right where he left off, rebound, and then trying to get 2 points here at the free throw line.
We're all tied up at 5-5 between Westside and Lincoln Southeast. 4:29 to play in the first quarter, and make it now 6-5 after Hilkeman is able to hit both free throws. Hilkeman takes a seat. Kendall Hinton into the game for the first time for Joey Warning. So here comes Omaha Westside. C.J. Mitchell, left side, Stubblefield to Lofton. Does C.J. Mitchell, right side, Benning. Benning starts the day 0 for 2. Working on Taymor. Cross-court pass to Carson Healy. Healy works his way to the top of the key. Now to Mitchell. Mitchell crosses over right to then left. Passes to Stubblefield. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell pops the three from the left wing. And it rims out. No good. And the rebound goes into the hands of Dane Geet for Lincoln Southeast. Halfway through first quarter, 6-5 Knights over the Warriors as Mikey Ngoyi on the left side of the lane, guarded by C.J. Mitchell to Geet. Geet to Mitchell. Hinton trying to get position on Healy. Nice job by Healy, pushing him out to near the perimeter. Hinton gets away with a travel out to Ngoyi. Ngoyi driving baseline, layup off the glass. Nice job.
Mikey Ngoyi there, the 6'1" guard. He's like Plastic Man. Jeez.
And so we're going to have a foul now on the floor. We're going to have a foul. I don't know if they got Ngoyi or also Zaya Brown. It looks like they're going to get Brown. Yeah. So he kind of swiped with both hands as the ball handler drove by.
Yeah, it was like freeze tag, but he did what it just touched you with one. He swiped you two-hand chop there. Zaya Brown got caught right there. But I was just talking about the ability of C.J. Mitchell going from the free throw line to free throw line is pretty special.
Odavi subs in for Omaha Westside as Healy sits down. As Odavi has it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westside. They tried to get it out, I should say, to Tyson Odavi.
Yeah.
And C.J. Mitchell just lost handle.
Yeah, Tyson Odavi is a knockdown shooter. He makes this Westside offense dangerous if he's hitting those threes because that opens up the driving lanes for Caleb Benning, C.J. Mitchell, Stubblefield, and so forth. And Ricky Lofton wasn't able to get it to him. A little bit of ball handling issues. Once again for
Taymor off the dribble, right-handed layup is good. That's way too easy if Taymor's going to be able to do that all game. Up the floor, Ricky Lofton on the right side, guarded by Hilkeman. And enters into the lane, layup no good. And Taymor comes away with it. 10-5 Knights is Moore in the lane, left-handed off the glass, too strong. Nice one-handed rebound by Benning. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lincoln Southeast.
Yeah, you're seeing Southeast only allowing Westside one shot, and that's what we saw earlier. The first game in Class A was Creighton Prep allowed Bellevue West one shot. One thing Westside could do is start to move the ball around, drive and dive and kick it, and start making Southeast playing some defense. We saw that when they started getting paint touches, but one pass and shooting a shot is not going to work tonight against Southeast.
Here's right side, Mitchell. Now to Stubblefield in the lane. Kicks it out. Benning fires the three from the top, and he hits it.
There he goes. It's knockdown threes. Step right in it, and step right into it. Here we go. We get back at you now with Tay Moore. Southeast is not going to sit there and worry about if you're able to hit a shot.
So here's Geet
another
on the right
travel right
side. Dane Geet with it. Back top of the key.
Kendall Hinton for three.
We'll try the three.
Oh, big man for three. I told you he expanded his range.
Kendall Hinton's able to hit the three. It's 13-8. So now Stubblefield back to work in the lane, and he's fouled by Dane Geet on the take.
Give it. You asked about Kendall Hinton, right? He expanded his range. I told you he could shoot the three. No questions asked, no hesitation. I like to see that from a player like Kendall Hinton, who's battled and stuck to it, even though he's been on JV for 3 years. But he's a force inside, and by hitting that shot, like I said, it opens up maybe some driving lanes for Hickelman and Dang.
First free throw on the way for Stubblefield is good. So 13-9 now, the score. 2:14 to go in the first quarter.
You know, Nick, I wanted to ask you, when you see the pace of this game, who do you think it favors?
We've seen Southeast in two separate instances, right? We've seen them where playing fast, they can get out of control. Right. But now later in the season, as they've grown up and matured, I think it actually favors Lincoln Southeast a little bit.
Yep, I was going to agree with you.
And now Dane Geet gets called for the travel.
Yeah, that was probably the third one of the game. You just got called for one. So you know what? If you're betting, if you know,
1 out of 3.
1 out of 3 is not bad.
Nope.
You almost got away with it.
So here is Omaha Westside as CJ Mitchell crosses the timeline, hands it off to number 12, Maddox Anderson, freshman into the game. Stubblefield takes the contact. No whistle, but a nice finish there by Stubblefield as it's now 13-12. Here's Dane Geet trailing. Spots up now to Hickelman. Hickelman on the lane, left-handed layup. From the left side of the rim with the right hand. Can't get it to go. Nice defense there by Stubblefield. CJ Mitchell pushing the pace, Benning for his second three. Can't connect, and a defensive rebound goes into the hands of Dane Geet. Less than 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Geet spins around, resets in the lane. He's out of control. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Omaha Westside.
Yeah, Westside thinks it went off of Dane Geet's hip, but the ref thought something else. You know, if I'm Southeast, I'm feeling really good where we're at right now, right? You expect the Westside to come out and give you everything you got. You still have a 1-point lead. You have control of the game, minute 20 seconds left. And you've been able to periodically rest your starters, which would bode well late in the game.
Into the game for Lincoln Southeast is Max Wright, and we have a foul down low not on a shot on Tyson Odvity.
Yeah. Kendall Hinton, you know, those are things where you talk about positive plays coming in and drawing a foul on Avdi and wearing him out a little bit. And that's what he's in the game for, not only just to score, but the rebound and beat guys up underneath the hoop.
Inbound pass deflected, knocked out of bounds by Omaha Westside. So instead of doing it from the baseline, they'll have to do it from the sideline. Tougher spot to inbound here, as there's not much more. They're pretty close to the boundary, but they get it in easily with 1:15 to play in the first quarter. Here's Ngoyi at the logo. Now to Max Wright. Wright passes back to Ngoyi. Mikey Ngoyi working on number 1. Ricky Lofton fadeaway jumper. Can't get it to go. And a defensive rebound for Stubblefield. Pushing the pace. Here a bounce pass. Lofton reverse layup. Too strong. Stubblefield cleans up the miss. And he puts it back up and in for a 1-point lead for Westside.
You know, Nick, earlier in the season, Westside did not hedge any high pick and rolls. You saw that right there. They hedged Mikey Ngoyi so far. He almost was at half court.
So here is Taymor. Taymor with it. On the right wing, looking for help, finds Hickelman. Hickelman into the corner, Max Wright. Back to Hickelman. Hickelman crosses over on Stubblefield, working in the paint. Goes into him, fades away off the glass, and a nice job by Jake Hickelman.
Yeah, Jake Hickelman, man, he's a consistent player. Was awful patient there. Got 2 feet in the lane, and was able to make that play. I'm not sure what was going on in the Southeast bench there. Maybe they're defensive change. They're going to a 2-3 zone here, trying to make Westside shoot from the outside.
So on the left side now, top of the key, it's Lofton. Passes right side. 4 on the game clock. Passes inside. Oddbody. And he is fouled hard
Oh, man. That was a clothesline extraordinary.
It's going to be a Southeast foul. That'll be number 4 on Lincoln Southeast. So 2.1 on the game clock. It was not.
When I said Kendall Hinton comes in and he fouls hard, I think he took it to heart there, Nick. That was off the top rope there. But nevertheless, Westside Warriors have the ball with 2.21. They're going to try to get something quick going to the hoop.
So 2.1 on the game clock. Caleb Benning with it. He'll be the inbounder from the baseline. looking. Caleb Benning gets it as a 3-ball at the horn. No good. The shot will not count as Westside did get the offensive rebound, but at the end of one quarter of play, Lincoln Southeast with a 1-point advantage. They lead Omaha Westside 15-14 after one quarter of play. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Score big this month at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln and rule the terrain on a Segway Fugelman UT10X. Now is your chance to get into a side-by-side for only $12,000 out the door. That's right, just $12,000. And this bad boy stacks up to all the other name brands. Plus, you get Segway's signature smart commanding system featuring airlock, drive settings, safety alerts, and more. Hurry in now. Elway Power Sports only has 2 left at this blowout price. Swing by their new 27th and I-80 location or shop their inventory at elwaypslincoln.com.
Welcome back in. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you as Lincoln Southeast leads 15-14 at the start of the second quarter. Right side here's Tay Moore. Takes a screen right now into the corner. And Goyi for 3. Can't hit it. And the rebound goes into the hands of Carson Healy. Up the floor, here comes Stubblefield. Stubblefield hesitates now in the lane. Right-handed layup. Too short. And a nice job contesting it by Dane Geets as Lincoln Southeast will bring it across the timeline.
Yeah, you like that drive there by Stubblefield. You would like to see him get in the lane off 2 feet, get up into the defender, and try to draw the foul.
So here's Hilkeman, left side Moore. Pass fakes down into the corner. Into Dane Geet. Now to Moore. Back to the top of the key. He goes, passes right side, and they reverse the ball. Long 3 on the way. Tay Moore. That's probably an ill-advised shot, but Carson Healy saves it from going out of bounds on the defense. So here comes Healy. Sorry, Jay, go ahead.
Both teams took a time to pop in a little zone at him, try to slow these offense and the athletes down. The best team that plays against the zone is probably going to be able to get an advantage here heading into halftime.
So left side from Benning at Stubblefield. Now C.J. Mitchell. C.J. Mitchell in the lane, kicks it to Benning. Now to Stubblefield, back to C.J. Mitchell. Mitchell fakes left, goes right, and he embraces the contact.
Was it and one? I mean, I think
we never got a whistle, so we had 2 guys blow the whistle. It is going to be on the floor, so they're going to say that it was on the floor, no continuation. Joey Warning asking, did he extend the left arm with him? And Tay Moore suffered a pretty big blow there. I'm not gonna lie.
Did. That was anytime that you can get into him with the shoulder and extension, you're thinking about it's going to be an offensive foul.
They'll throw it up into the backcourt, and Ricky Lofton will track it down. Fresh shot clock after the foul. 6:40 to go in the second quarter. Here's Benning, top of the key, now left side Stubblefield. Stubblefield to Lofton in the far side. Bounces it to Healy on the dribble handoff. Now Healy on the lane, no good, but he is fouled by Jake Hilkeman. And that, I believe, is – well, they don't have Hilkeman's number up there, so I believe that's number 2 on him.
Yeah, it was a good job there by Healy. He's just not a knockdown 3 shooter. What he did was he got Jake Hilkeman moving side to side, a little delayed dribble, got up to him. Jake Hilkeman kind of didn't wall up. He walled up, but he had his arms kind of extended towards the offensive player and got called for the foul on the shot.
So I think the scores table just realized that, hey, we don't have Jake Hilkeman officially into the game. So now they put him in there, and that was his second personal foul. 6:29 to play in the second quarter. The Warriors of Westside lead by 1. 16-15 over Lincoln Southeast.
Yeah, they're struggling there. They got number 14 in the game.
Yeah, Tay Moore now into Ngoyi. Floater on the way, just perfect.
Good job by Mikey Ogoye. What people don't understand about Mikey Ogoye, he can dribble. He shoots right-handed, but he's a left-handed player, so he's given people all year a lot of problems because they have not done a good enough job of scouting. Good job. Soft touch there on the floater. What you really liked there from the Southeast Knights was you saw, them give up two free throws. They come right back, run a little bit of high pick and roll right at the elbow. Mikey Ogoye gets in the paint. 2 points, cash money.
6:17 to go, second quarter. Lincoln Southeast leads 17-16. Lincoln Southeast called a quick 30-second timeout. Westside ready to go. Their 5 on the floor currently are their starters. Lofton, Benning, Stubblefield, Mitchell, and Healy. For Lincoln Southeast, it's Ngoyi, Tamor, Dangeet, Hilkeman, and Zaya Brown. So all 10 starters for 5 for each side are on the floor currently with 6 minutes to go in the second.
Yeah, look, this is a battle. It's going to be a tight game. And, when you think about these two teams, they're evenly matched. I know Westside didn't play their best game, and Southeast feel like, they're the better team. So we'll see who adjusts tonight.
Nice little handoff. It's Benning trying to get it to Stubblefield, and Stubblefield couldn't hold on to the pass from Benning, so it goes out of bounds. And to the Knights, 17-16. Lincoln Southeast leads by a point with less than 6 to go in the second quarter. Zaya Brown with the top of the key. Dribbling to the left side, now crosses over reverse direction. Nice cut by Ngoyi. Better find by Zaya Brown, and a good finish by Mikey Ngoyi.
Yeah, a little delayed back cut called C.J. Mitchell sleeping at the wheel, and Mikey Ngoyi can finish at the rim against bigger players every day of the week.
So here's C.J. Mitchell on the left side. Mitchell, top of the key now, picked up his dribble already, looking for help, finds Benning on the left wing. Benning holding the ball high above his head, passes it right side now Lofton. Lofton inside Stubblefield, working on Hilkeman. Hilkeman falls down, no whistle. Hilkeman slowly gets up. Now he's back up and playing defense to Healy. Healy in the corner, and now short corners. And left swing to Benning, top of the key, C.J. Mitchell. 20 still on the shot clock, 5:08 to play. Lofton, left side, Benning, left wing. Now top of the key, Lofton. He'll pop the tray, and it's off back iron, offensive board. Healy, he went underneath, and that's going to be out of bounds. That's a missed call. The wrong official. Now, Jay, this official directly to our right had a clear open view for it because we had it.
Yeah.
He didn't help him. He didn't change it.
Well, I think also, they actually, to be honest with you, I know the Southeast fans are upset. They got bailed out because he probably should have been a shooting foul.
There you go.
So it kind of all works out at the end.
So Benning with it near the timeline, passes right side, C.J. Mitchell. 4:50 to play, second quarter. Southeast been playing defense for over a minute here after a couple of brief stoppages. C.J. Mitchell layup in the lane that falls, and it's 19-18.
For C.J. Mitchell to get a bunny like that and a good drive and go after good wheel action right at the free throw line to go in, it's got to feel good for him because, the first time around he didn't have his best game. But he's had a really good season, and he's looking to redeem himself tonight.
Yeah, C.J. Mitchell averaging 13 a game as well this year for the Warriors. Turnaround jumper no good as the rebound goes into the hands of Carson Healy, and Healy will pass it right side to Benning. 4:11 to go, second quarter, 19-18. Lincoln Southeast out in front by 1. C.J. Mitchell passes now to Benning. Benning dribbles to the left side with his left hand. He gives it to C.J. Mitchell. Mitchell bounces it inside. Benning kicks it out. 3-ball on the way, and Ricky Lofton gives the Warriors a 2-point lead.
Yeah, good patience and zone offense there by Westside. Caleb Benning, obviously being 6'1", but very, very smart player, was able to get to the high post and feed it to Lofton.
Hilkeman trapped underneath, kicks it out. Tamor now left side. Dangeet. Geet driving baseline floater. Can't get it to fall. Offensive rebound. Hilkeman, and he can't get his easy layup to fall. And here comes C.J. Mitchell for Westside. Mitchell, he'll reverse and retreat. Now go back into the fingernail. Picks up his dribble, finds Lofton. Zaya Brown hounding Ricky Lofton, who crosses over in the lane, lost the basketball, and he is fouled. Joey Warning, not a fan of that whistle.
Yeah, he is not. He is not a fan of that whistle because Jake Hickelman got hit 2 or 3 times underneath the hoop. Down here, no call. Come down there with minimal contact. Joey Warning is giving the ref the business right now. He's got to be careful without getting a technical.
The ref rolled his eyes. He just turned around and rolled his eyes.
Yeah, he did. I mean,
he said, "You won't see this, coach."
Yeah.
Free throw no good by Ricky Lofton. 21-19 your score, 3:19 to play in the second. So the ref is still having a conversation with Joey Warning.
Here we go. The T is coming.
Yep, you can feel it.
It's in
Lofton,
the air.
Yep,
Do you feel it?
As Lofton connects on the free throw, it's 22-19.
Listen, because people don't understand, we felt it coming in the air. We were at Pius last week twice. The girls and boys game, so that's a little bit more behind it than this is.
Tamor with it on the right wing. Now Hinton into the game. Finds underneath the bucket. It's Hilkeman going into contact. Layup in the lane, no good. Can't get the foul to either be whistled or called, or the layup to go, as the layup by Lofton is good. It's 24-19 Westside in a little bit of a run, 6-0 spurt.
Right, you see the speed of Westside and the depth, and what they're doing differently than they didn't do earlier in the year is they are hedging the ball, whoever has the ball.
Way up at the Huskers, at the H.
They are
the Huskers
essentially,
logo.
when you have the ball as a decision maker, they are running you off of the decision maker line.
So on the near side, it's Taymor. Taymor driving center lane, stops at the Big Ten logo and gets no good on the shot. It bounced and hit every part of the rim. Finds a cutting Advadi. Layup, no good. Rebound fought for. Advadi comes up with it. It'll be a jump ball staying with the Warriors.
Good job by Advadi. He had a great pass there by Lofton to get it to him. Kind of caught it and pirouetted it. Got it at least up for attempt or a field goal attempt. Did a really good job, him and Kendall Hinton going at it and for a jump ball. Good physical, hard play right there. That's what you expect by two well-coached teams.
24-19 your score. Westside out in front by 5. 2:13 to play in the second quarter. Stubblefield loses the basketball. Nobody was even pressuring him. Now Dane Geet steps through. Layup is good. Nice finish by Dane Geet. Much needed for the Knights.
Yeah, that's what sometimes you need a gift, and it was wrapped up to him where Stubblefield just lost the ball, gave it to Dane Geet. Good finish there because it's never easy to finish around a defender.
1:53 to play, second quarter, 24-21 Westside. As Lofton has it now, right side, Maddox Anderson to C.J. Mitchell. They went, Westside being they went to a little bit of a bigger lineup just a moment ago as Stubblefield misses the three. It's deflected out of bounds, stays with Westside. But I was saying they went to a little bit bigger of a lineup just a little bit ago where they had both Advadi and Healy into the game instead of Stubblefield.
Yeah, look, you give Stubblefield a little bit of a rest, but then also to give Southeast a different look. It worked out for them. They were able to get the lead.
Yeah. C.J. Mitchell pull up, Jay, no good. Rebound caroms out to Dane Geet, who is standing at the elbow or just inside of it. Geet running the floor on the right side, gets it poked away, keeps his dribble despite falling down, and Geet gets it out to Mikey Ngoy on the top of the key. Ngoy, right side, Taymor to Geet in the far side. 1:15 to play in the second quarter. Left-handed layup. Dane Geet's been able to really get some good looks at the rim.
Yeah, Dane Geet can go both ways, and once he gets you on that right shoulder, he can spin, and he's got long arms to finish around the hoop.
So here is C.J. Mitchell. 1 minute to go in the second quarter of play. It's 24-23 Westside. Here's C.J. Mitchell cross court to Maddox Anderson on the right corner, getting hounded by Max Wright, and he is bumped and fouled by him. That'll be team foul number 4 on the Knights. 4 team fouls this quarter for the Knights, 0 for for Omaha Westside.
If I'm Joey Warning, I'm fine with that. You want your young guys like Max Wright, who hadn't played a lot of varsity basketball, to go in there and be physical and try hard, and it's a learning experience, but then also one of your starters or premier players isn't picking up a foul.
So here's Maddox Anderson, top of the key, right side. C.J. Mitchell now with 44 on the game clock. In the lane, it's no shot. It's on the floor, but it is still a 2. You're still shooting 2 free throws.
Yeah.
C.J. Mitchell will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Micah Ogoye's got to be careful there. He tried to pull the chair away from C.J. Mitchell, but then as he pulls the chair away, he goes for the swipe and tries to steal the ball. These Westside guys are pretty strong going to the rack. That might not work on this stage against this type of team.
So C.J. Mitchell is able to hit the first free throw. Advadi comes back in, and now so Advadi will be in there with Stubblefield, Ricky Lofton, and Caleb Benning. If a missed free throw happens, they're going to allow Lincoln Southeast to get a defensive board and have the other 4 guys back.
Yeah.
Already ready to go. As Hilkeman checks back into the game for Max Wright. 26-23 with 43 seconds to play.
Good job. Max Wright came in, played good hard defense, and gave Jake Hickman was the equivalent of 30 seconds on the play clock, but 3 minutes of rest.
So 43.8. They start the clock as Taymor picks up the orange at the timeline. So Taymor on the left side, looking, throws across court. It was, don't know who that was meant to go to as it's a turnover. Stubblefield in transition, layup good. Nice finish at the rim by Stubblefield as Taymor. He threw it in a spot where it wasn't strong enough to get to the far corner where I believe he was trying to get it to, but also Hilkeman wasn't close enough to kind of step in front of that and take it away. In fact, the defender, Stubblefield, didn't even notice that it was coming until it almost hit him in the hands.
Yes, Stubblefield gave them a present, and he gave them right back to him. So now it's even Steven.
8 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock is dark. Ngoyi, floater from the elbow, short. And the rebound goes to Lofton. 3 on the game clock. Ricky Lofton pulls up. Long 3 at the horn.
You got called a foul there. You got to be careful there if you might get Goya.
Can't get it to go. And at the end of the second quarter, your score, Omaha Westside 28, Lincoln Southeast 23. Let's step aside and return in just a few moments with the halftime show here from the Class A quarterfinal matchup between the Warriors of Westside and the Lincoln Southeast Knights on 93.7 The Ticket.
Come see the exciting career opportunities in the world of large ag. Acres, your Nebraska John Deere dealer, is hosting a career fair during our 2024 Ag and Turf Expo. Learn about career opportunities in service, sales, parts, and precision ag, as well as other roles in Acres business support team. Join us at the Sand Hills Global Event Center March 6th and 7th or Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for details.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Basketball fans know assists are crucial to winning. The skill of setting up others is an art. And one Nebraskan team that takes that art to a new level, it's Platte Valley Equipment. Their team always sets you up for land care success with sound advice and John Deere equipment. And Platte Valley always delivers low monthly payments. That's one assist that's a slam dunk. Visit PlatteValleyEquipment.com. Proud sponsor of the 2024 NSAA Boys and Girls High School State Basketball Tournament. Sand Hills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Welcome back in. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sander, Jay Foreman with you. Your score at the half, Omaha Westside 28, Lincoln Southeast 23. As this is the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty halftime show Visit them online at nextagrealestate.com in their location in Lincoln or in their new location, Pender, Nebraska, if you need help or advice buying or selling farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa. All right, Jay, 28-23, Lincoln Southeast, once again, story of the day. And you think, okay, who's going to break this trend? Story of the day. The lower seed comes out firing on all cylinders, slows down. The play then starts to balance and even out. And we see Westside probably more expected to be on top at half in kind of the fashion that we expected in just 5 points.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's two evenly matched teams.
Yes.
I mean, obviously Southeast came out like gangbusters and jumped up on Westside, but Westside was able to kind of get things going. And to be honest with you, Nick, when Southeast went to the zone, it actually worked out better for Westside, where they were able to execute, slow down, and kind of slowly but surely, create this lead for the Westside Warriors. And so, in Southeast, and their fans, they expected to be winning right now because of the way they played the first time they played. So, I think it's going to go back and forth. Whatever team, again, is going to be able to keep the turnovers low, make the adjustment where they're at in halftime, hit free throws, and hit timely threes.
Well, once again, your score at the half, Westside 28, Lincoln Southeast 23. Let's talk a little bit about today, right? Because there's a lot to just kind of recap if people are just now joining us. Let's say you work night shift and here you are, you've missed what's going on all day long. We saw it first game of the day. Shelton takes care against Humphrey St. Francis. It feels like 24 hours ago for maybe you and I, but it was just this morning at 9 a.m. Right. Shelton wins by 6. Then in D2, you saw St. Mary's fall they got rolled out of the gym by the Why Not Blue Devils. But then in Class A, it's been really good games, really good matchups. Bellevue West wins by just 6 over Creighton Prep to advance as the top seed. Then in our second second Class A quarterfinal, Omaha Central, the number 5 seed, defeats the 4-seeded Omaha North Vikings by 10. So they'll face Bellevue West now on Friday at 6 p.m. Then in our third Class A quarterfinal matchup, you had the Gretna Dragons come out firing on all cylinders. But then once again, the experience and the being used to being on this stage, that presence by Millard North was able to kind of come back. Neil Mosser was a big part of it, as well as players like Grant Urbanek and as well as Elijah Gate. Yeah, Millard North comes away victorious in that one. They'll play the winner of our game here today. Some incredible matchups. Yeah, it's been. Listen, give the shout out to Creighton Prep, and Coach Josh Ledke, where he made that game a kind of a grinded out, mucked up game, and took Bellevue West to the very last second. And give Bellevue West and Coach Steve Klein credit where they were able to gut it out and it wasn't pretty. And then really, I think the team that we've seen obviously twice now, back-to-back weeks, is Omaha Central and how impressive they are. With Bruce Jubick Jr. doing. And then you had Millard North against Gretna. That was probably the cleanest, most skillful game out there. It was, you hate to have one team lose, but Millard North showed why they are the number 2 seed and been a number 1 team in the state for some time. Yeah, star power, coaching, and the ability to close. Once again, your score at the half, Westside 28, Lincoln Southeast 23. Let's step aside, come back in 3 minutes with the start of the third quarter from Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's our final Class A quarterfinal of the day here on day 1 of the Boys State Tournament, and we'll return in just 3 minutes on 93.7 The Ticket.
The Coach's Pep Talk. Done well, it creates strong team unity, improves motivation, and attitude. So when Platte Valley Equipment says they're here to help you succeed, you'll have their 100% support to help you handle any task with their John Deere equipment that gets the job done every time. And with low monthly payments, well, that should be some serious motivation to visit PlatteValleyEquipment.com. Proud sponsor of the 2024 NSAA Boys and Girls High School State Basketball Tournament.
Nebraska Corn Board is expanding access to higher blends of ethanol across the United States, including in California. The Nebraska Corn Board is partnered with Pearson Fuels, who is the largest and fastest growing distributor of E85 in the state of California. In 2023, California sold 120 million gallons of E85, an increase of 55% since 2021. The Nebraska Corn Board, enhancing demand, adding value, ensuring sustainability.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
If you have a fence, patio, or landscaping project to complete this spring, Sunbelt Rentals is here to help with augers and auger drives in various sizes, plus electric concrete mixers. For tree trimming projects, they have a great selection of chainsaws, pole saws, and hedge trimmers, along with a towable lift or ladder to get you where you need to be. Sunbelt Rentals has everything you need to make your spring projects easy. Sunbelt Rentals, online at sunbeltrentals.com.
All right, I admit I'm a little tired.
Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you as we are getting ready for the third quarter, 28-23, your score. Omaha Westside leads by 5. All right, if you're Lincoln Southeast, how do you battle the physicality that Westside kind of brought your way towards the back end of that first half?
I mean, just keep playing your game. I mean, it's a 5-point game. These guys are so skilled and so well coached. You know, 2 possessions, you're either right back in the game or leading it. So they just got to get back to what made them successful, right? And that's being complimentary basketball and sharing the basketball and take advantage of the chances that they get from Westside, right? And so, you know, I think it's going to come down to the wire. And, you know, you need one player to step up. They got to create some offense, a little bit more easy shots. I'd like to see Southeast, you know, get out and try to be a little bit more aggressive on the break.
So here's Taymor after the halftime break has ended. Taymor with it on the logo for Lincoln Southeast. Knights down by 5 here with 7:45 to play in the third quarter. Taymor with it, still had it. Now passes left side and Goy down low. Dane Geet on the block. Layup blocked. Got rebound. Offensive rebound for Hilkeman. Can't hit the layup. And it feels like it's kind of been role reversal here as in the first game of the year, you had Omaha Westside who couldn't hit a layup to save their life, and now here Lincoln Southeast is kind of taking on that role.
Yeah, I think that some of the depth perception is a little bit off, but then also sometimes when you get that much time off in between your last game can, you know, really hurt as well.
So 7:14 to play, third quarter. Dane Geet with it on the right side. Left side now, Taymor dribbling in the center of the lane. Moore left side now to Zaya Brown. Zaya Brown back to Moore to Mikey Ngoy. Now back to Moore. 3 ball on the way, top of the key. Can't hit it. And the rebound goes into the hands of Carson Healy for Omaha Westside. Healy bringing it up the floor. Healy on the right side crosses over now to Stubblefield, calling for Ricky Lofton. He gives it now to Ricky, who passes it off to C.J. Mitchell. So Mitchell on near the logo. 6:43 to play in the second quarter. 30-23 to score. Benning in the lane, off the glass, unable to get that. I think he was more concerned about drawing the foul rather than finishing the shot. And here's Dane Geet.
What was he doing?
He tried to go up for the one-handed slam, and it's out of bounds to Omaha Westside. But now we're going to have a conversation.
That's Westside's ball.
And it is going to be Lincoln Southeast basketball. Wow. The referee was pointing in the direction. They had a conversation. They convened.
The conversation was wrong.
Well, but how are we going to have this better view, Jay Foreman?
I have LASIK, so I have 20/20, so I'm
go.
always right.
Okay.
You know what? To be honest with you, though, Nick, this little bit of a matchup revolving zone that Westside changed up at halftime is giving Southeast a little bit of problems here. Some shots that normally probably Joey Warning doesn't really want. They got to get something going towards the hoop and get some action going. They're all moving around the 3-point line and not getting inside the 3-point line.
So now Mikey and Goy will try a 3-point shot, unable to get it to go, and Ricky Lofton cleans up the miss. It's 30-23. Feels like Southeast couldn't hit a bucket even if they tried. So now in the lane, Stubblefield off the glass. It falls 32-23, largest lead of the day.
Look, when you have 5 guys that can handle the ball and go coast to coast, you give a lot of people problems. The pressure, if Southeast isn't hitting their shots, is going back on defense, and that's exactly what Westside wants, to put more pressure on them to stop this offense, because when they get rolling, they're a well-oiled machine.
Hickelman passes out left side, and Goy floater on the way, and the layup falls. I'm not sure how it wasn't a travel, but it also, there's going to be a foul. I didn't even hear the whistle.
And one, right? Yeah,
and one.
Yeah. Look, sometimes the ref had a little lint in his eyes, dry in here. Didn't see the travel. Mikey, listen, Nick, you can get mad at me all you want. That's the truth.
I'm not mad at you at all, Jay.
But it's the truth, right? Was that a travel?
About lint in the eyes?
I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
It was a travel.
Yes. And so I'm assuming he had lint in his eyes to miss that obvious travel, and he set him up for a 3-point play.
There you go.
Merry Christmas.
5:32 to go, third quarter. It's the 3-point play is completed. Now Stubblefield in the lane, inside out game. Ricky Lofton, as he can't hit the layup, gets his own miss in the middle of 3 night defenders, puts up a tough shot. He can't get the second effort to go, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
They're showing the athletic ability of Westside, and especially in particular Ricky Lofton, right? He caught Jake Hickelman in what is called a negative closeout, got it up in there against Dan Gatt, missed it, got it back. He's mad at himself because he couldn't get the 3-point play.
At the line is Ricky Lofton. First one is up, and it is good for Lofton.
And now you see Kendall Hinton, coming in, Nick. And the reason why is you got to get something going. So Joey Warning is trying to give Jake Hickelman a little bit of a rest, maybe a little bit too early, 2 minutes into the second half. But Kendall Hinton provides a little bit more of a physical presence that can maybe open up some of the gaps for Mikey Ogoye, Isaiah Brown, Tay Moore, Dan Gatt, to try to get some movement and some offense in this against this stifling zone that Westside has came up with.
So 5:03 to play in the third quarter, 34-26 after 2 made free throws for Omaha Westside. Zaya Brown now to Tay Moore. Tay Moore working at the top of the key. Left side to Zaya Brown. Zaya Brown looking around, gives it to Tay Moore. Tay Moore on the left wing. 8 on the possession, and they're still 40 feet away from the bucket. In the lane now, Tay Moore out to Hinton. 3 on the shot clock, Dane Geet, and he airballs it into the hands of Omaha Westside, and it's going to be a shot clock violation on Lincoln Southeast.
What?
34-26 is your score. 4:41 to go in the third quarter.
It's something that you don't know about, Nick. It's
Hey,
over your
man.
head.
Hey, man.
You sit back.
Hey,
Nick,
I won't say anything.
Nick,
I won't say
out.
anything. On the right side, Caleb Benning to CJ Mitchell, back to Benning. On the left side, it's Healy. Healy gets bumped, and that's a foul. Was that a good call?
It was a great call.
Good.
Listen, stop that right now. But be engaged even when you're not in the game. Okay? That's what that was about. All right, now back to business.
34-26 your score.
I will tell you this, though, Nick. This zone right here is just giving Southeast fits. And you can tell that Westside has really scouted this team as far as they have figured out a way to try to stop the penetration from Tay Moore, Mikey Ogoye, and their wing players by this zone. And you haven't seen Southeast figure it out, right? There's 2 ways that you beat the zone. Shoot them out of the zone or push it, fast break out of the zone. And as you know, to be honest with you, you got 2 upper officials over there talking about the zone over there, figuring out, like everybody else in here, figuring out how to go against the zone, but except for the coaches and the players.
4:21 to go in the third quarter. 35-26. CJ Mitchell is able to hit the first free throw. Second one is on the way, and it is also good. So it's now a 10-point Westside lead. Lincoln Southeast needs a bucket. As Tay Moore will bring it across the timeline, and Joey Warning wants to talk things over with 4:18 to go in the third quarter. Let's step aside. We'll come back with the final 4 minutes and change of the third quarter coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn to ride a motorcycle, how to start a small business, how to dance, or take a course to advance in your current career path. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman, back with you. 4:18 to go, third quarter. 10-point ball game. Westside leads 36-26.
Yeah, I think it was a good job there by Joey Warren getting a full timeout, trying to find a way to get this Southeast offense going against his zone, and it's a little bit of a matchup zone. It's not a regular 2-3 zone, so they're trying to take away the strengths. And if you look at Southeast right there, they got two guys in almost the same area, and so defensively, one guy can guard two. You want to space this zone out and try to dive and kick it and get some paint touches to get it moving.
So 4:08 to play. Foul was on the floor on Westside, so Southeast retains possession. Hinton gets the inbound pass. Taymor with it now right side. Top of the key, Hinton. Hinton looking around, hands it off to Taymor. Taymor now left side to Zaya Brown. Brown cross-court pass to the near side, to Hilkeman, and we have a blocking foul on Carson Healy.
Ooh. A touch foul there to two guys. We've been going at it pretty hard.
Yeah. 3:53 to go in the third quarter. 36-26 the score, 10-point differential here as Advadi will come in for Carson Healy with 3:53 to go in the third quarter. 10-point ball game. Lincoln Southeast trails Omaha Westside. Now a lazy pass taken away. It's deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Westside.
Yeah, look, Westside went to the zone, kind of stifled the Southeast offense, and then now they're back to man-to-man. And when I mentioned it before in previous games, is sometimes when you go against the zone, say 3 or 4 possessions, then you see man-to-man, it actually slows you down a little bit. And so maybe Westside, well, no, they're back to that zone. So I spoke too early. Is that the announcer's curse there?
It is. Yep, you're starting to get the hang of it. As Hilkeman passes right side, Zaya Brown for 3. And missed that one badly. Ricky Lofton collects the miss up the floor, perfectly led. CJ Mitchell layup good. Yeah. Man, Omaha Westside rolling on all.
Yeah, CJ, this is what they do. They defend you, outlet. They run out opposite of where the ball's rebounded. It's a very detailed, fast break there.
So on the right side, here's Dane Geet, top of the key now, Taymor. Taymor with it. Nike and Goy set to check in the next dead ball. Cross court into the corner. Dane Geet with it on the right side, on the extended wing rather. Now Taymor, left side, Zaya Brown. Zaya Brown dribbles top of the key, entry pass, back out to Dane Geet, takes one dribble, 3 ball on the way, and he hits it, Dane Geet.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted to shoot it before, didn't look like he wanted to shoot that one, but nevertheless, that's how you get it going. Good shot there by Dane Geet.
38-29, Stubblefield with it. He's been quiet this second half, as now Ricky Lofton has the ball over his head, passes inside, short corner jumper on the way, short by Stubblefield, and rebounded by Geet. Here comes Southeast, an opportunity to continue cutting into the deficit in the lane, and Dane Geet gets it taken away, and it's a jump ball.
The
Westside basketball.
The Westside Warrior fans were not happy. I see a grandpa over there shaking his head. He's pulling out his last few hairs. It was a quick jump ball call, but nevertheless, Westside keeps possession, but they don't get the free 2 points with the C.J. Mitchell run out. So now they got Southeast going a little bit of a 1-2-2 3-quarter trap to change the momentum and the pace of the game as well.
So all right side, here's Mitchell. Cross-court pass as Oddbody is able to hold on to it. Passes it to Benning. Benning on the left side trying to get to baseline. Good close out there and cut off by Kendall Hinton.
One-on-one.
Here's Benning. Crosses over in the lane, and that's going to be a foul down low on Kendall Hinton.
Yeah, that was a good. I don't know about. What do you think there, Nick?
I would have rather let him see just play on.
Yeah, I like that. Good physical play. Wasn't too big of an extension. We've seen more egregious earlier today. I like to play on and then maybe set the tone if it gets too much out of control.
38-29 the score, 2:17 to play third quarter. Inbound to Oddbody. Oddbody gives it to C.J. Mitchell. He crosses over right to left, now spins back to the right side. In the lane, right side of the lane. He gets the layup to fall. Good finish by C.J.
C.J. Mitchell letting Michael Goye know, I'm here to play, man. You might have got me at your home court, but I'm back like Return of the Jedi.
Here's Dengi in the right side. Now to Zaya Brown. Brown looking around, finds Ngoyi into the corner. Hilkeman shot fake, dribble drive, working on Lofton, kicks it out. Zaya Brown into the far corner. It's Ngoyi. Ngoyi back to, meant to be to Hilkeman, but got by Zaya Brown. Now to Dengi on the right side. Long two. Nope. They decided to pass out of it. Now Zaya Brown will try a three, and he's got the three.
Yeah, Zaya Brown can shoot the three and defend. He doesn't get a lot of shots, but when he does, he makes them worth it. Big shot there to get him off the snide. They still haven't looked very like a well-oiled machine, but if you keep hitting threes, that kind of makes up for any deficiencies offensively.
On the right side, Oddbody can't hit the three. Rebound goes out to Kendall Hinton, and it's an 8-point ball game. Lincoln Southeast trying to chip away. 1:12 to play in the third. Ngoyi with it on the right side. Now to Zaya Brown. Left side, Dane Geets. Geets looking back to Brown. Brown now right side, Ngoyi. Ngoyi dribbles to the top. Back to Brown into the corner. Hilkeman working on Stubblefield. Can't go anywhere. So now bounces it right wing to Geet. Geet picks up his dribble already after one bounce. Now to Ngoyi working on a much taller Oddbody. Back out Geet. He'll try a three, and he hits it with 3 on the clock.
There he is, Dan Geet. Listen, when he gets hot, he likes it's all automatic heat check. And the 3 threes in a row for Southeast has kept them in the game. Kept it close to where they're down by 5, where Westside has had complete control of this game up to this point.
40-35 your score. 27 on the game clock, 18 on the possession for Westside. Down low, Ricky Lofton working around the defender. He gets the finish.
Yeah, even though that Dan Geet hit a 3, what do? You always like to answer with some points. Good job there by Westside, creating the mismatch. Ricky Lofton against Zaya Brown.
So here is Mikey Ngoyi on the logo. 6 on the game clock. Ngoyi passes it left side to Zaya Brown. Brown will chuck up a 3 at the horn, and he airballs it. So that will do it for the third quarter of play. Your score going into the final period: Omaha Westside 42, Lincoln Southeast 35 here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Come see the exciting career opportunities in the world of large ag. Acres, your Nebraska John Deere dealer, is hosting a career fair during our 2024 Ag and Turf Expo. Learn about career opportunities in service, sales, parts, and precision ag, as well as other roles in Acres business support team. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center March 6th and 7th or Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for details.
The good sports at Bison don't just manufacture sports equipment. Our employees watch, play, coach, and support student athletes at all levels. We're proud sponsors of the NSAA and big fans of the state basketball tournaments. Good luck to all the teams and welcome to Lincoln. If your team needs new basketball, volleyball, soccer, or other sports equipment, visit www.bisonink.com or call 800-247-7668. Or pick up a basketball hoop for your driveway at Nebraska Sports or Shields.
It is time to start the fourth quarter of play from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you. Tomorrow, we will have 6 more games on the ticket, and it'll start with Class D1 action. Josh Lowe will be on the call for North Platte St. Patrick's against Guardian Angels Central Catholic. Then join me and Jay for the 10:45 game between Ainsworth and obviously Carter Nelson going up against Dundee County Stratton, and then we'll have Class B in the afternoon. I'll tell you more about it. It's a blocking foul down low on Maddox Anderson. The Class B games, just while we do have a moment, will be Crete and Platteview, Omaha Scott Catholic against Elkhorn, the Norris Titans against Bennington, and Scotts Bluff against Omaha Roncalli Catholic. So those are the 6 games we'll have on our station tomorrow.
Coming out of that quarter break there, good job by Joey Warning noticing that Westside is in man-to-man defense and getting Tay Moore going to the hoop. You want to get him going. He's been their most consistent player. I know he's not up there on the scoreboard, But once he gets going, he makes the Southeast offense pretty tough to stop.
So 42-36, it's back to a 6-point deficit for Lincoln Southeast as Westside has the basketball. 7:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Left side, here's Benning. Benning had to stop himself in midair if that was possible because Taymor was ready to kind of draw a charge 35 feet away from the bucket. Here is Maddox Anderson, kicks it back out. Healy driving center of the lane, layup not able to get it to go, and Healy frustrated with himself. Here comes Dengeet pushing the pace in the lane. He's tripped, and it'll be a foul as the referee hopped over Dengeet, who was on the floor. And so it's
Dengeet said he was shooting, but I don't really see the foul, but my man was out of control, tripped over his own feet. But nevertheless, sometimes you get rewarded for tripping over your feet.
I hate when people trip over their own feet. As Geet has it on the right side of the lane, kicks it out, and now it's deflected, taken away from behind. C.J. Mitchell in transition. Mitchell kicks it out. Healy pops the three, and he hits it from the near corner. And quickly we have a Jim Simons timeout for Omaha Westside. And so with 7:08 to play in the fourth quarter, it's 45-36. We'll step aside for 30 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Nick Sander, Jay Foreman back with you. 7:08 to play in the fourth quarter. 45-36 the score. Lincoln Southeast basketball after the Carson Healy trifecta from the near side.
You know, Nick, if I'm Southeast, I just got to keep doing what we were doing, right? Moving the ball, getting our playmakers the ball, and try to get a mismatch there where you got Kendall Hinton and got Caleb Benning guarding them, even in 2-3 zone. You got to get the ball into them.
Now left side, here's Ngoyi. Ngoyi dribbles in, stops, looking around, kicks it out right wing now to Taymor. Still plenty of time for the Knights here to do something. It's Hinton in the short corner, just inside the three-point line to Geet. Out to Moore, 11 on the possession. Back out, Geet, three-pointer on the way, short, as this one rebounded by Stubblefield. Stubblefield in transition, layup in the lane, no good, off to the left. And the defense rebound corralled by Geet and taken away just like the defensive back he is. The two-handed flush off the interception of Caleb Benning up the floor to Kevin Stubblefield.
Hey, he came out of nowhere, man. That's what Nebraska is recruiting right there. That's why he's a four-star recruit as a receiver and a defensive back. That's all he did was play football right there. Great play by Caleb Benning.
Taymor, an incredibly long three, but he hits it, and it's back to an 8-point ball game, 47-39.
Yeah, good answer there. You always want to answer points with points, and if you can answer a 2 or a dunk with a 3, you really like that if you're the Southeast Knights.
Healy working around Hinton, lost the basketball, and it goes to Lincoln Southeast.
Look, that's the physicality that you get with Kendall Hinton. You're not going to be able to move him, even though Healy looked like he had the advantage. The physicality and sturdiness of Kendall Hinton inside is allowed Joey Warning to rest. Jake Hickelman, get Dangat away from the middle of the lane and offensively and defensively. That's where you see the spurt from him for 2 back-to-back threes.
So 5:53 to play in the fourth quarter, 47-39. Lincoln Southeast trails by 8. Left side, Zaya Brown. Zaya Brown dribbles to the top of the key, one-handed slingshot pass over to the right side. It's Ngoyi off the glass, and it falls for Mikey Ngoyi.
Yeah, that's how you defeat the zone. You keep moving the ball, and on the backside, you got Mikey Ogoye that's able to create a mismatch on the closeout.
Here we go, 47-41. C.J. Mitchell in the lane, layup good.
Right back at you.
What a good answer. He said,
he said, I'm going right past you, and I'm pass and go when I get home. He's answering every call Mikey Ogoye is bringing, and then some.
Left side, here's Taymor. Taymor stops, rolls
there he is.
Dane Geet for 3. Hits it. Dane Geet, it's 49-44.
Yeah, listen, you need one player to really, really step up. Dane Geet has stepped up big time, 15 points. He's been a pretty consistent scorer all year, but not to 15 points.
So here comes Westside. C.J. Mitchell near the timeline. 4:52 to play, fourth quarter. Benning fakes right, goes left, runs right into Geet. Now into the corner. It's Lofton, bounces it inside. Stubblefield goes up strong, can't convert, and the rebound to Hilkeman. So here comes Lincoln Southeast trailing by 5. They haven't been able to cut it within 5 since halftime. And now here's Geet. Geet's at the top of the key, guarded by Healy. Picks up his dribble, gets it to Ngoyi. Ngoyi for 3. Nylon! Mikey Ngoyi makes it a 2-point ball game. And we have an Omaha Westside timeout. 49-47. 4:22 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll step aside and come back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
Welcome back in. 4:22 to go. Fourth quarter, 49-47. Lincoln Southeast. As you say, the wind to change, right, Jay Foreman?
Yeah,
the old Mo.
Yeah, the three-point shot is giving Southeast a lot of life here. They haven't had really a good dose of consistent offense, but regardless if three-point shots are going in, that's all you need.
Here is C.J. Mitchell directly in front of us on the left side. Now gets picked up by Geet. They hard hedge him out left side, and a foul called on Tay Moore as Southeast commits team foul number 1.
Yeah, you know, they are taking a little bit of the Westside playbook and hedging hard the guy with the ball, the playmaker. And Westside was able to adjust a little bit, but they should probably spread out the court and try to get some driving lanes if they do that as well.
C.J. Mitchell had a really nice night so far tonight as he has 14 points for Westside. To Stubblefield. Stubblefield top of the key. Healy right side, Caleb Benny. Fakes left, goes right, driving baseline. Layup in the lane, circles around the cylinder and drops for Caleb Benny.
Yeah, Benny's been able to get to the hoop all night. Hadn't been able to finish, hit a 3. Good strength there by the 4-star football recruit.
So now right side, Tay Moore. Tay Moore, and that's going to be an offensive foul as Tay Moore extended the arm on top of Caleb Benning, and it'll be an offensive foul on Tay Moore.
Good defense there by Caleb Benning. It's a pretty tough cookie there. You guys took a swipe right to the chops right there. Didn't seem to affect him. I think it probably affected me more than anything. It looked like it hurt, didn't it, Nick?
It did.
Here, you want to try it by yourself? Let's test it. Let's test the theory out.
Are you threatening me, Jay Foreman? 51-47, Westside out in front by 4. 3:34 to play in the fourth quarter. So Westside with a 4-point lead and the basketball. Mitchell hands it off to Lofton, who gives it to Stubblefield on the top of the key. Running downhill is Stubblefield. Gets his pocket pick stripped away by Dane Geet. Up the floor they go. Tay Moore right into Oddbuddy, and he is fouled on the take from the left side of the rim, and Tay Moore will go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Yeah, Stubblefield there, you know, that sometimes at various points tonight have been real lackadaisical with his ball handling, and the quick hands at Southeast from Dane Geet, Mikey Ogoye, Zaya Brown, and obviously Tay Moore is paid dividends for Southeast Knights to get some fast break opportunities.
First one is good for Tay Moore. It's now 51-48. So Tay Moore at the line with 1 more to go. The 5 out there currently for Lincoln Southeast are Hilkeman, Geet, Tay Moore, who just sunk his second free throw, Hinton, and Zaya Brown. How about that? Hinton getting some playing time here in the most crucial moments. 3:16 to play in what could be the final game of the season for whoever loses this game. As Benny gets bumped by Hinton out to Oddbuddy. He almost lost the basketball to Mitchell. Mitchell tries to run the wheel, kicks it out. Lofton for 3, and Lofton connects from the far corner.
Wheel action over there, and you always keep your best three-point shooter in the corner. Great execution and momentum stopper there by Westside. Back to the zone to slow them down. Man-to-man defense did not work out well. Actually, they started out in zone. Now they're in man.
So now left side, Hinton. Oh, thought about answering with a three of his own. Hinton in the lane, gets it blocked by Oddbody. That is not where Hinton wanted to go. Lofton, 3-on-2, Westside. Kicks it out corner, and now Lofton. It's deflected out of bounds. I'm surprised they didn't get a potential foul underneath away from the ball, which would have been after
charge,
the play.
Right?
Yeah, a charge because Lofton kept on going.
Right, yeah. But sometimes the refs are following the ball just like me and you. But that was a good heads-up play there by Tay Moore.
So sideline inbound directly in front of Westside's bench. They'll throw it into the backcourt, and C.J. Mitchell will take his time, circle in the way, and bring it across the timeline right now. So now C.J. Mitchell dribbles with his left, gives it to Benning on the Huskers logo. Right side, Lofton. Lofton just hit a big three a moment ago to put Westside back up by 5. Benning with it, crosses over, hesitates on the right side of the lane, spin move, and it's going to be a foul on, I believe, Kendall Hinton.
Yeah, right there, I know Southeast's fans are pretty upset, and Mikey Ogoya is upset coming in here where they felt like Caleb Benning created a lot of contact himself, but Kendall Hinton is so big, it kind of looks sometimes a little bit worse than actually it is.
So Benning at the line. First one is no good off front iron. So we'll do it again.
Yeah, coming down the stretch that we saw against Bellevue, Creighton Prep, and all these other games, and I know it's different shooting free throws here in PBA versus your home gym. You got to knock them down, man, if you want to survive in advance.
54-49, 2:13 to play fourth quarter. As Benning takes one dribble, fires away, and that one is also no good. 54-49, 2 missed free throws for Caleb Benning. As here's Dane Geet. Geet across the timeline. Left side now Taymor. Crosses over. More on the right side on the block. Working on Benning. Tough shot. Didn't have a chance to go in. And a nice defensive rebound on Stubblefield. As he boxed out Jake Hilkeman. So Stubblefield up the floor to C.J. Mitchell. Mitchell on the right side with Westside up by 5. Mitchell crosses over, working on Ngoyi, takes the bump, kicks it out, 3 ball, Lofton, same spot, different result as it's no good, and Ngoyi collects the miss for Lincoln Southeast. Ngoyi going downhill on the left side, and now we're going to have a hand check foul on C.J. Mitchell.
Right, I was just about to mention that Westside had the ball, and Southeast had 3 fouls. Now Westside has 4 fouls. So you got to be cognizant. If I'm Joy Warning, I'm trying to get something going to the hoop, right? We can try to knock into the lead that Westside has at the free throw line. So you got to be wary of where you're at and how many timeouts and also how many fouls your opponents have.
On the dribble drive, Dane Geet goes to the defender, draws the foul, but does not hit the shot. As Geet draws it, I believe they're going to get Carson Healy with it.
Yeah,
and Geet will go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Dane Geet with a pretty impressive move. I said earlier, once he gets you to that right shoulder, he spins back. But, Nick, this is about the 5th travel that he's had tonight, and he's only been called for 1. He is definitely really, really skating there on multiple travel calls.
First one for Geet is up and down, so 54-50 now. It's back to a 4-point ball game. Guess what? Joey Warning going to go to Max Wright here off the bench. Wright is just a 6'3 junior, averages 0.1 point per game, has only scored 2 points all season.
Yeah, well, I think he's going to come in, offense, defense, and he got it for Kendall Hinton. So you want to be able to match up, right? And if maybe he's going to extend his pressure, right? You look at maybe 3-quarter court, and that's exactly what he's doing. Gives you a little bit more fleet of foot coming in there with Max Wright.
So now a pass left side, Carson Healy to right side Benning to C.J. Mitchell. And now we're going to have a foul on Zaya Brown. That is number 4 on the team for Lincoln Southeast.
Right. Here's an interesting tidbit here is that Joey Warning has his best player, Tay Moore, who has been actually coming on of late. Yeah, Tay Moore has averaged 17 points.
Tay Moore has 10 points tonight.
Yeah, but he has 10 points, right? Of your 51, he's coming in. He's all city, 17 points, 3 rebounds a game. 4 assists a game. He's averaging 2 steals.
Yeah.
It's a guy that you probably want to have in there. Now, maybe that Joey Warning is going to a full timeout, and sometimes you're caught up in the moment. You don't want to be absent-minded.
He also has 4 personals.
Right, but listen, this is minute 17. It's almost like in baseball we always talk about. You save your best pitcher thinking that you're going to get to the championship game. You have the same pitcher that you're saving for the championship game riding home in the same bus as you.
1:17 to play. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
So Omaha Westside gets it into the backcourt, 1:16 to play fourth quarter. Warriors up by 3 here in the Class A quarterfinal. The winner of this one gets the Millard North Mustangs on Friday at 7:45 p.m. On the far side now, right wing, here is Caleb Benning. 18 still on the possession. Passes it right side into the corner. Healy. He'll try to drive baseline, spin move, cross-court pass deflected. Could not take it away, as now it's out of bounds. Last touch by Lincoln Southeast. So 54-51 the score. 52 seconds left on the clock here in the fourth. Lincoln Southeast with 2 timeouts remaining. Warriors of Westside with 3, as Mitchell has it directly in front of us. Mitchell backing up, crosses over, driving baseline, reverses course, kicks it out. Lofton pulls up, 3-ball, unable to get it. An offensive rebound to the hands of CJ Mitchell, and Joey Warning is saying you got to foul him, as that will be team foul number 5, as they got Lofton to shoot the 3 with just 1 on the possession. So that's why he kind of had to chuck it up there. He had a good look at it. It came short, and the rebound carried him out to the elbow into the hands of C.J. Mitchell.
Yeah, look, the Southeast have been playing some good defense. Isaiah Brown almost had to steal to get a chance to go down and possibly get a 2 or 3. C.J. Mitchell went in there and got the offensive rebound to extend it, and then that's why Joey Warning wanted you to foul. Now you see a little bit of offense-defense, right? You mentioned Tate Moore has 4 fouls. Now he's going to potentially come back on offense. Max Wright came in and played defense. What I was talking about, when you have a player like Tate Moore that has a ton of experience, you got to trust him.
Yeah.
Right? Because those what was it, a minute and 12 seconds? That 24, 36 seconds, that can make or break your game right there. It was a minute and 17 seconds. So it's 41 seconds that you don't have your best player on the floor, and there's 4 fouls, because now you're at 36 seconds. Now you're in the penalty. You're down by 5. And now he's been sitting for 5 or 10 minutes, and you also had a timeout to think about it. That might now, did it decide the game, or will it decide the game? No, but it's a factor. So it's something to look at.
36.6 on the game clock. We got a timeout on the floor. 56-51. Westside leads by 5 points over Lincoln Southeast. The winner of this one gets the dangerous Millard North Mustangs on Friday at 7:45 p.m. Okay, who do you go to here, Jay? Do you go to the hot hand tonight in Dangeet, or do you maybe go to Tate Moore, who's been your guy all season?
Well, unfortunately, I mean, I would say normally you go to Tate Moore, right? Because he's able to hit the deep 3 more consistently. Dangeet has been able to make hay off the second or third action. But tonight, since Tate Moore had been out for so long, you almost have to go to Dangeet unless Tate Moore gets a shot, then you let him shoot. But let's not forget, Jake Hickelman, big shot Jake, is a guy you go to. Mikey Ogoye has hit big shots. Southeast feels very comfortable in this situation. Joey Warning reps these situations a ton at practice. So they know how many timeouts they have, when they have to score, why they want to go to the bucket. Also, let's not forget, Westside is in the penalty, so they can't be too aggressive. So you can either get 2 points or 3, not at will, but pretty easy.
So Tate Moore picks it up across the timeline as Tate Moore in the lane, can't get the layup to fall, but he'll go line to shoot 2 shots. As that one goes on number 2, Caleb Benning. That will be Benning's second.
Right there. You go to your offensive player there, and Tate Moore got the angle on Benning and able to kind of force up an awkward shot. Now he's at the free throw line for 2.
First one on the way, bounces out by Tate Moore. Can't get it to fall. And so 32.8 on the game clock here, 56-51. Tate Moore, they need this one just to set up their defensive pressure, and they do not hit it. It's 56-51. Lofton throws to Mitchell. Joey Warning calling for a trap. It doesn't even work. Now Stubblefield on the far side. He gets bumped and fouled, and Westside has a chance, if they can hit these 2 free throws, to go up by 7 with 25 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, right now you still. If I'm in Southeast, I'm still playing. Now it used to be where you'd be in the 1-and-1, but now you got 2 shots, and so there's no guarantee, as we've seen throughout the whole day, whether you're gonna hit the free throw shots. But the worst case scenario, you're down by 7. That's essentially 3 possessions, right? So you got to think, like, sooner or later we got to hit it 2. They just did you a favor. Stubblefield front rim a free throw.
Yeah.
you have essentially you're right here, 2-possession game. Even if he makes it, 2-possession game. Even if he doesn't, if I'm Southeast, there's plenty of life, and you got 2 timeouts left.
Second one for Stubblefield is good. And so it's 57-51 with 24.9 on the clock. Here's Zaya Brown, hands it off. Tamor, it goes out of bounds to Westside. And with 19.9, fans are starting to hit the exits.
Yeah, they're trying to, hit O Street a little bit faster. And still you see Joey Werning out here going offense, defense with 19, 20 seconds left.
So sideline inbound here for Westside. Caleb Benning to inbound, looking around, and he has to call a timeout with 19 on the clock just so that they don't turn it back over. Jay, you hitting what? You hitting O Street on Wednesday? On a Wednesday night?
No, the O Street to go home.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to double check with you. I mean, hey. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
I'm going to bed, man. But no, back to the game though. Here's the problem. What happens, right? Is that, and this is the honest to God truth. It's like if I played linebacker and I had been going, and then for whatever reason we're in a rotation and I sit out for 2 or 3 series, and there's a TV timeout, there's an injury timeout, and they're like, hey, go make the game-winning tackle. Well, I haven't missed a tackle all year, but I'm out of this, the combat mode. So you take Tamor out, granted 4 fouls or not, then you have him come back, and yes, he got to the free throw line. He missed 2, and then you had to mishandle there. It's kind of a compound interest there, and the refs there missed. Oh, no, it's a
19.9 into Stubblefield. He's fouled hard. And Stubblefield will go to the line to shoot 2 shots with 18 seconds on the game clock.
It's a little interesting there where Dan Gatt is talking about he thought it was on the floor. You have to be aware of the foul situation. Yeah. He was in the penalty the last time. Yep. There is no on the floor. He's going right to the free throw line. So you're hoping that Stubblefield gives you another present and misses it.
He doesn't the first one.
Yeah.
So 58-51 the score.
Southeast, I'm trying to come down. It's a 3-possession game, right? So you want to keep the pressure on Westside. I'm trying to get the ball in and get downtown, get 2 points, timeout, jump ball, 3, steal, another 3. We're going to overtime.
18.7 on the game clock. Another free throw coming for Kevin Stubblefield. Stubblefield, the senior, averaging 17 per game as the free throw is no good up the floor. Dan Geet with it. Geet pulls up. He gets a strip by Ricky Lofton. And now Lofton is going to be able to go coast to coast. Misses the layup. The follow-up is good. Lincoln Southeast is going to fall in the Class A quarterfinal as Geet pulls up for 3. He misses it. There's the horn. And your final score, the Omaha Westside Warriors 60 and Lincoln Southeast 51 as the Westside Warriors will advance to Friday night's semifinal matchup against the Millard North Mustangs. That's going to be a good one. That one tips off around 7:45 p.m. on Friday night. Jay, ultimately enough, what was it for Southeast that they just couldn't do enough?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit, I would like to say experience, but both teams are experienced. I would like to say playmaking ability. Not really, right? I just think it came down to Westside and their coaching staff did a really good job of scouting Southeast and seeing what they did wrong in the prior game during the regular season. And Southeast didn't have any answer for that zone. Nick, you kind of get smoke screen when you think about Dan Gatt hitting 2 threes. Zaya Brown hitting a 3. Somebody else hit a 3, right? And you're like, okay, well, they figured out the zone. Well, they went 5 possessions in a row without being able to get inside the 3-point line. So the inability of Southeast, which has been their Achilles heel for quite some time, to operate against the zone, came back to bite them. And the only time it really came back into a game or made it a game is when Westside went man-to-man. So that was the difference. The coaching adjustments and what the coaches did at halftime definitely weighed into this game and went to the Westside's way.
So once again, your final score, Westside wins 60-52 over the Lincoln Southeast Knights. Westside advances to play the Millard North Mustangs on Friday night at 7:45 p.m. All right, that'll do it for us from Pinnacle Bank Arena on day 1. Thanks to Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket Studios for pushing all the buttons this evening and making sure we sound okay. Jay, appreciate you as always, my man. Let's do it again tomorrow, starting off with Class D1 action at 9 a.m. as we will have the number 1 seed in Class D1, North Platte St. Patrick's against the 8 seed, the Guardian Angels Central Catholic at 9 a.m. Ainsworth against Dundee County Stratton at 10:45. And then it's 4 Class B matchups, and those will feature Crete versus Platteview, Omaha Skutt versus Elkhorn, and Norris versus Bennington. And in the nightcap, Scotts Bluff against Roncalli Catholic. For the Husker Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainer saying so long from PBA, and we'll talk to you at 9 a.m. tomorrow for day 2 of the Boys State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
The good sports at Bison don't just manufacture sports equipment. Our employees watch, play, coach, and support student athletes at all levels. We're proud sponsors of the NSAA and big fans of the state basketball tournaments. Good luck to all the teams and welcome to Lincoln. If your team needs new basketball, volleyball, soccer, or other sports equipment, visit www.bisonink.com or call 800-247-7668. Or pick up a basketball hoop for your driveway at Nebraska Sports or Shields.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Nebraska Corn Board is expanding access to higher blends of ethanol across the United States, including in California. The Nebraska Corn Board is partnered with Pearson Fuels, who is the largest and fastest growing distributor of E85 in the state of California. In 2023, California sold 120 million gallons of E85, an increase of 55% since 2021. The Nebraska Corn Board, enhancing demand, adding value, ensuring sustainability.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.com.